Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tea Lounge with Miss J. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Simone Jackson, aka Miss J, here to bring you guys another great episode of the Tea Lounge. Of course, you guys know we are a celebrity-based podcast show where we interview celebrities and have various different types of conversations and topics. I am super excited to introduce you to my next guest. He is award-winning author, actor, producer, humanitarian. He has done it all, and I'm super excited and privileged to have him on here with our show. Everyone, please give a super warm welcome to Mr. Rodney Damon Collins. Hi, Rodney.
Hello. It is so good to be here, Simone. Thank you so much. It is a privilege to be here. I'm excited. Let's go.
Absolutely. I love that enthusiasm. It matches mine. I love it. Well, I will start the first question off for you. Since you got passion already, I want to know, Rodney, what began your passion for acting?
You know, it may sound like a cliche, but I developed a passion for acting when I was a child. When I used to play with my friends, I used to try to direct everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking like literally, we'd be outside, like just having a good time. And I'm like, no, you need to stand over here. I was actually directing and making sure that everything flows. I didn't realize that was like a gift in me and a desire to have things come together in a certain way. So we're telling the story the right way. I found out later, but I wrote my first sketch comedy as a senior in high school. So I would say when I was younger, that's when I really developed my passion for acting. And one of my favorite shows, is super old, is Knight Rider. Back in the day, I wanted to be Knight Rider.
I can totally embrace that, Rodney. I can totally embrace that. It's one of my favorite, like, old-time, pastime shows I used to watch. So I can embrace it. I can get with it. I can dig it. But yeah, that sounds awesome though. I like how you, even as a younger child, you took charge, you know what you wanted to do. To play off that a little bit more, what type of roles do you like to play?
I love to play roles that are action first. I love being in action movies. I like James Bond type movies. Mm-hmm. My hashtag oftentimes is Black James Bond.
I love it.
You know, and then I like sports type films. So like to play like an athlete who overcomes something in their life to achieve, you know, their goals. So dramatic type roles I love. I like comedies too. I like to make people laugh. I think one of the joys of being an actor is really just allowing people to escape into another reality. So yeah, so drama, comedy, thrillers, I like suspense. So those are like the type of roles I like to get, where I get a chance to play somebody opposite my normal character. So I like to play a villain sometimes.
Yes, that's what I would definitely like to see. Not to box you into one type, but I would love to see more Black villains in like major production films. I need to see that more.
Well, it's coming. Get ready.
Like, again, not to box you into one side, but I need to see more of it because I love it to see it because it's amazing. It's just like watching magic. It's just so powerful. So I'm with you. It's coming. So it's coming.
Yes.
Going on to the number 3 question. What's been your biggest accomplishments so far in your acting career?
You know, I'm going to say when I executive produced my own short film.
Yes.
It was a lot of work. We produced it, we shot it last December, entitled Sleepers. And it's a spy film. Basically, I took elements from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, The Kingsman, and James Bond as my influences for the film. But a lot of hard work went into that. I was the casting director for the film. I was the location scout for the film, and I even did Crafty the day we shot while executive producing and playing the lead role. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. I really love that. I think that's really pretty incredible. Yeah, were you saying?
Oh, well, I was just going to say, it felt amazing. I was completely exhausted, but to see that come together, something that I envisioned myself, and see it become tangible, to me, I look at that as my biggest accomplishment. The film is we have it in film festivals right now. So we're turning it into a 10 episode series now.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Yes. I would love to see that. I would love to learn more about that. Yes. Keep us posted, because that's something I want. Yes. Yes. Going on to the number 4 question. You're also an author. Can you tell the Tea Lounge audience about what you've written?
I wrote a book entitled Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces. And this book is not an autobiography, but it gives a flyover of my life and how I got to this point of living the life that I've always dreamed of living. I share various principles that I've learned throughout my journey that helped me get to this point, but I also talk about a point where I dealt with a major bout of depression. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. You know, being a Black man, at one point it was taboo to talk about, you know, being depressed, but I had experienced a major business failure. And it really took me down. It took me down. And at one point I was all by myself. And so that book I share, that's why it's entitled Shattered, you know, because that shattering experience, though, what it did is it launched me into the life that I've always wanted to live. So those broken pieces came together and they formed this beautiful, beautiful masterpiece now, which is my life.
Oh my goodness. For one, I want to say thank you for being so open about depression, you know, because it is so taboo, like you just said. It's not talked about, especially much in the African, you know, in the Black community. It's just not as talked about, and, you know, kind of swept under the rug a little bit. But I appreciate your honesty and going, you know, I'm a human being and this is what I, you know, had to deal with, and I'm not ashamed of it. I definitely feel like there should be more people with, you know, that type of honesty and that type of courage. So I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. And I just think it's so important that people are open and share the brokenness. Don't be ashamed of everything that we go through in this life. There's a purpose for it. And it's to mold you. It's to mold you and to build something in you. So there's no shame. I hate to say the old saying, but there's no shame in my game. It really is.
Yes. Be proud of it. Yes. Love it. Yes. Say it loud, say it proud. There ain't no shame in your game. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mr. Rodney, I want to make sure my audience gets to follow you and your work. I want to make sure they catch up on it. Where are you on social media? Where can we keep up with you?
I am on Instagram, probably the most. You can just look up Rodney, Rodney, Damon, Damon Collins. Very easy to find. That's the handle I use on all social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I use it somewhat, but Facebook is mostly connected to my IG. That's where I spend the most of my time. And then YouTube, I have a YouTube page, Rodney Damon Collins TV, where I share updates. And then I'm gonna say it, you can Google me now. I've worked hard for that. I worked hard. It's like my name can be Googled, and there's a lot of stuff that comes up now. So I'm very grateful to God that I got to this point in my life. Worked very hard.
Thank you for being proud of it. I have to say, and this is probably going to surprise you, you are the first person that I've interviewed on my show that openly has admit and happily admits you can Google me. You are the first person to say that, and I just love it, because if you worked hard for it, then damn it, be proud of it.
You know it.
Yes,
you know
I appreciate that. That just made me smile so big. He said, and you know what? I'm going to say it. You can Google me now. Yep, my name pops up. You wouldn't have to put in a whole name, just put Rodney and it pops up.
And it's funny because you don't even finish my name and it comes up. And I'm like, wow. I got a message.
That's hard work, baby. That is hard work.
It's crazy because I received an email January 1st from Google saying, congratulations, you are now a verified personality on Google. I'm like, huh?
Wait,
I didn't even know what that meant.
Wait, Google sends out emails to let you know? What?
Yeah. I didn't even know they did that. I was like,
I didn't know they did that. I'm kind of mind blown.
I was like, cool. I like it.
That is insane. That's insane.
It really is.
Oh, but I love it. Love it. Going on to the number 6 question there, Mr. Rodney. What's some upcoming projects that you are involved with that you can tell to the Tea Lounge audience about?
Okay. Well, I have had some big network TV auditions, which NDA won't let me talk about right now.
Of course.
So, but I do have some independent projects that were actually filmed during the quarantine. One is entitled The Central Authority. And it's a very, very cool film. It's the brainchild of Kristen West and Dana Alita, and it's directed by one of my guys, is Armin Nassiri. And they're a very great team. What they did is in April, they put together a cast around the world. And we filmed, we used various video online platforms to put together this film. And what was cool is that they all gave us the ability to choose the character, and we were able to improv our roles so much. It was so much fun. The film is basically based upon a world that's dealing with, a major outbreak where everybody is quarantined. The entire world, pretty much what's happening right now. But what happens is everybody is responsible. In order to make a living, you have to create content that people are going to watch. And if your content is not very good, what happens is the government ends up arresting you and sometimes executing you for not being very effective with what you have to do. So I liken it to I liken it to like a Hunger Games type feel. Yeah. So it's really cool, and it's in film festivals right now. It's The Central Authority. It'll be coming out later on this year. I love putting that together and working with my scene partners. It was amazing. And so that's one project. Another project is my movie Sleepers, which has been converted right now in the process with my writer's room. We're converting it into a 10-episode series that we'll be pitching to Netflix. And we have some strong writers. We have one writer in particular, Miranda Bowden, who writes for several TV shows on the Bounce Network. And she's one of our lead writers. So we're putting together a very, very good product that I think people are going to enjoy. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my goodness. All of that sounds incredible, especially Central Authority. I'm definitely intrigued to see that for sure. So,
Yeah, I was just going to laugh. I was like, you would like the characters, especially mine. So.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yes. So I highly encourage my audience, keep an eye on that, because I know I will. Mr. Rodney's got some incredibly huge things coming up. So make sure you guys follow him on the social media so you guys can keep up with that. But going on to the number 7 question, you are passionate about addressing topics like hunger and suicide. Can you tell the Tea Lounge audience a little bit more about that?
Definitely. I'll start with just my passion about really addressing the topic of suicide. As I mentioned earlier, is that at one point in my life, I went through a serious depression because of the business failure, which it took me down so dark that like I isolated myself from my wife, my son, and my daughter. And one day I nearly took my own life because I had a huge life insurance policy and I thought that was more valuable to them than me. And I was passed a suicide clause on the policy, and I had rationalized that they can use this, $1 million or so instead of me because of the decision I had made. So, thank God I didn't do that because I wouldn't be here to talk to you.
Right, thank goodness.
But what it did is it really showed me how there are a lot of people who are really hurting in this world and don't know how to process, don't know how to be open about what they're dealing with. So I like to create platforms and make it okay to not be okay, so you can really talk about what you're dealing with. And so now I'm a speaker for an organization called You Matter Not Alone, which combats suicide and really helps I go into schools out here in Los Angeles, travel wherever I get invited to go speak, and I share my story, but I encourage people that, it's okay. If you're not feeling right, let somebody know so people can walk with you. Don't walk alone. So I'm really passionate about making sure people know that each and every person who's on this earth, you have a purpose. If you wake up every day with breath in your body, there's a reason why you're still here. So, I like to help people figure that out. And then with dealing with hunger is that I spent time over in Africa, went to go help build a school over in Liberia. And then with coming back, I saw issues that we were dealing with just within our own country of hunger. Like there are a number of children, you know, a huge percentage of children don't eat, especially on the weekends. So I help support different organizations. One is Generosity Feeds. They go out and they have meal packing campaigns where they pack 10,000, 15,000 meals within 2 hours, and they're distributed to the community. And I've been talking with them, and now they're in the works with taking that from not just bringing meals, but also helping the kids that they are bringing meals to, helping them learn how to empower themselves, learn how to become entrepreneurs, learn how to, you know, take their, you know, education to another level. So those are two things that are very near and dear to my heart, and I'm very passionate about.
And that's incredible. Thank you for sharing all of that. That is amazing. And I totally agree with you. If you definitely feel broken inside, you know, let somebody know. Definitely do not walk alone. Because there are people who can definitely understand and relate and can definitely, you know, help. So I definitely appreciate that. And I definitely appreciate you being passionate about it, because I feel like we definitely need more people focusing on things like that, because it is a huge issue in around the world, honestly. So I appreciate you for tackling on that.
And could I add one more thing?
Of course.
Is that I'm a firm believer in therapy also to process this.
Yes.
You know, that's one of the things, one of the vehicles that I use to help me navigate my depression is that I remember when my wife came home and I was sitting on the couch and I just said, baby, I'm broke. That's like what I told her. She was like, well, I know we're going through a hard time. I was like, no, I'm broke.
Not that type of broke.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm broken on the inside. It's like,
no, not that type of broke. Not that type of broke.
Yeah. And that it was funny because like when she said it, I just started laughing. I was like, no, I'm not that type of broke. I'm broke on the inside. Mm-hmm. That to me, that's definitely more serious than dealing with financial issues. They come and go.
Absolutely.
You know, but to be broken on the inside and feeling trapped is the worst thing to me, because your mind can be a prison. Mm-hmm. Your mind can be a prison. So I definitely process that with therapy, and I'm very big on that. I even, the Breakfast Club, I think Charlemagne was talking about that, his issue that he had to deal with. But I'm just glad I hear so many shows that are now just freely talking about depression and getting therapy, or, you know, just making sure you're okay with your mental health. It's not a bad thing. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, like I said, I appreciate you for sharing that, and yeah, that is just. Mm-hmm. So, going on to the number 8 question, though, name a director that you would like to work with.
Can I name 2?
Absolutely.
Ryan Coogler and Ava DuVernay. I've seen their work, and I just love I love their work. I love how they put together their projects, and really, I haven't seen any of their work that I wouldn't want to be a part of. So I'm dreaming of that happening, and I'm gonna speak it, that it is going to happen much sooner than I expect.
Oh yes, oh my gosh, I love Ryan Coogler. He's just, I don't want to see he's like the Steven Spielberg for us, but he's amazing. I think you guys would be dynamic if I could just say that.
I feel it. I know you.
Let me just say that. I think Ryan, I love his work, and I just cannot wait to see what more he does. I just get excited every time someone says Ryan Coogler. It's like, oh, what movie did he come out with now? Like, just let me know. So it's that bad. Yeah, it's that bad. I love it though.
Yes.
But kind of going on to that a little bit more, number 9 question, what would you say would be your absolute dream role?
I love that question. One of my, I actually have 3 dream roles.
Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna throw them out, but one would be to play a powerful historical African king. Ooh. From the pre-colonial days, to really, you know, in an incredible way, demonstrate the power and majesty that exists in Africa. So I would love to be able to play that. Another one is a superhero. One, I'm a big kid. And I said I like action movies. I want to beat people up on screen. I want, I'm just keeping it real. There are a couple Black superheroes in particular that kind of come to mind when I think about it. And I hope that happens. I'm gonna speak that the role is still going to come to me. And lastly is I would want to play a very powerful, historical African-American figure, one who has not been featured, because we have several Dr. King movies. We have, it's like, let's find some of the other heroes that we haven't featured. Let's talk about them. So
yes, I agree with that.
That's my dream. Three dream roles.
Those are three powerful dream roles, and I am all for it. Yes, get you to play, a figure that hasn't been, talked about or history doesn't know much about, or a king. I'm all for the king. I'm all for that. I think we need to explore more of that royalty that's in our culture. So I am all for that. So I think that's amazing. I'm going to hope that comes into fruition. And if it does, I'm going to be bragging. They're like, hey, you see that guy on the big screen? Yep, he was on my show. Totally got the proof. Definitely out. So
while you playing, I got to come back to the show and talk about it before the show airs.
Yes, definitely do. I definitely do. Oh my goodness, yes, I'm all for it. Going on to the final question there, Rodney. What would you say is your most favorite part about being an actor?
Oh my goodness. I would say that I love telling stories that move people to action. So I like to compel people to feel the emotions of the character, to understand the heartbeat of the character, to want to be about a cause or whatever's happening with my character. I want that influence to be so strong on the audience that when they leave, it's in their hearts, it's in their minds, in their spirits for weeks and years that they can't let go. Kind of like when I watched Denzel Washington take over Malcolm X, basically become Malcolm X. To me, those are one of the strongest depictions of somebody becoming a character, so people can really walk inside the life of that person that many of us never had a chance to meet. Mm-hmm. So I love being an actor because you get that opportunity to step in the life of somebody that you may not have ever had the opportunity of in any other way. So being an actor opens that door for me to do that and then bring that person to life for people who never had the chance to encounter them.
Absolutely. I love that. I do. And I think you are the perfect person to be a storyteller like that, Rodney. I cannot wait to check out all the stuff you got going on in the future, because you are definitely an actor to watch out for.
Well, I believe you are as well. I've been checking up. I've been checking up on your show too, so I do my homework too.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We definitely try over here. I definitely try over here. So thank you. Thank you. But honestly, Rodney, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk with you. I am just so absolutely happy that you were able to be so honest on the show. Like I said, talking about some topics that are pretty heavy, but I appreciate your honesty, and I appreciate the fact that you are passionate about some topics like suicide and hunger. It's really important to be able to tackle these and be able to be open about it and not be so ashamed or feel a taboo way about it. So I appreciate that.
Oh, you are so welcome. As I said, I live my life without regrets. My life, I have a mantra, a leave on E. I want to leave this life completely empty of every God-given gift I have. I'm not going to make the cemetery rich by my dreams and goals.
Ooh, put that on the t-shirt and wear it. Trademark that. That is some goosebumping, powerful, like stuff you'll be thinking about for days. Like, whoa. Okay, like that's I feel like some physiological type stuff right there. Like, whoa, like, did he teach a class on this? Like, I think he should, but hey. So I love that. I love that. That was amazing.
Well, I'm glad you.
Yes,
I'm
I
glad you
appreciate you for
received
being
that.
on here, and I
Yes.
know that my audience will definitely embrace you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you once again for having me as a guest. It is an incredible honor and privilege, and I will definitely, hopefully, see you again very soon.
Ooh, for sure. You're going places for sure. For sure. This shall not be the last. Again, we will definitely keep up on you. I know my audience will keep up on your work, so I cannot wait to see what else you got in store for there, Mr. Rodney, because I know you got some more stuff, so I'm excited to see it.
Well, Simone, you are amazing, and I can't wait to watch as your show rises, and rises to the top. And you continue to do what you do because this is what's needed too. People need to have these opportunities to share.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. Absolutely. And it's my absolute pleasure and honor to be able to talk with talent like you. So to me, it's just a privilege. So yeah, so thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome.
All right, you guys. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Simone Jackson, aka Miss J. I hope you guys appreciate listening into another great episode of the Tea Lounge with Miss J, with of course our great guest Rodney Damon Collins. Of course, you guys make sure you follow him on all social media. You check out his previous work and his more work that's coming up here soon. Like I said, he's an actor definitely to check out and definitely to look out for. He's definitely going places and he's definitely going to release more incredible work, so you don't want to miss out on it. So make sure you catch up on them. So but I want to thank him once more for joining in. I want to thank everybody else for listening in. We will be back. Of course, you guys know we'll be back with another great episode of the Teen Lounge with Miss J. But until then, I want to wish everyone a beautiful day and have a great, beautiful afternoon, I guess. So afternoon. I was gonna say evening, but it's not evening. It's not. It's not. I really was. I was seriously gonna say evening time. Ha! No. Have a great afternoon time, and everyone. I will be back here soon. All right. Bye bye.